Welcome, everyone. Trying to find my live here. There it is. All right. I'll start the chat off. Trying to find my live here. There it is. All right. I'll start the chat off. I don't know what I'm going to do a landscape here. I got the colors up here that I'm going to be using. If you want to take a screen, Mars black, burnt umber, Payne's gray, white, sap green, yellow ochre, Algerian crimson. Those are the colors I'm using. I'm going to kind of erase it now. You have to take a screenshot of it or go back because that could show up through the paint. I don't know. All right, let's get started. I think I'm going to sketch something on there first. It's what I usually do. We'll do a cool, the way I do it, it's a cool way. It's like using just your memory. I'm not using a picture or anything to follow. So I do it from my mind. Let me zoom it in a little more so you can see it. There we go. Now what I'm using, this is like special acrylic paper. It comes in it's a mixed media. It's a mixed media pad. 14 by 17. It's made by Canson. It's pretty good paper. It's made for acrylics, so I'm just gonna have fun. It's Saturday morning still, and I'm just gonna have some fun and do a landscape here. I'll kind of show you my style that I do uh, with acrylic paint. This is acrylic. I'm going to start with some mountain peaks here. I always get a phone call right when I start a live. Doesn't does that happen to you guys? But since I didn't answer, I'll get a text next. So I'm designing with a knife. This is burnt umber and black mixture, and I'm trying to design a landscape here. I'm thinking I want to do something with a reflection. I noticed some of my videos that have the reflection seem to get a lot of looks. So what I think I'll do, I'll have, let's have some water back here. We'll have, then I'll have trees here reflecting in the water here. And then I'll have a hill come down here. And this will be the edge of the water over here with we'll have some land coming down here, and yeah, I'll have trees back here reflecting in the water. There we go. This will be a hill here with some trees up here. It's pretty fun designing your landscape. like this, like sketching it in first. That way you get kind of get an idea of what's going to happen. I can add some more distant mountains back here if I wanted to in gray. I might do that. We'll just put more some we'll put some more mountains behind this one so it fills up the canvas more. This will be the main mountain here in the front. And then trees across the back. I'm not going to put the trees in because I'll remember to put trees here reflecting in the water. And I'll probably leave this side open. I'll probably put some land down here at the very end and run a big tree over here. So there we go. I can get started now. It's a pretty simple landscape there. I'll kind of show you what I'm using here. I'm using, oh, I forgot to put the blue on there. I'm using Prussian blue, okay? Prussian blue, it's pretty dark. It's almost like a gray, but watch, I'll mix some white with Prussian blue. And it's a really cool type of gray. I mean, a type of blue. It's not too bright. It's perfect for landscapes. In fact, I might have to add like a lighter blue to the sky if it's too dark. But you see how dark that looks? Let's get started. I'm going to use, I just have water, clean water in a cup here. I usually just wet my brush a little and then grab the paint. And then let's start with the sky. What I like to do is put all my color in first, and then I'll start adding the bushes and the trees. Once I get all this, I call this the underpaint. You could put this paint on like really loose, okay? Just how can I say it? It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to put clouds over the top of this. So I'm also going to put yeah, more things on top. This first layer of paint can be really thin. As we go on, I won't use hardly any water anymore. You need the water because, I mean, it's such a lot of paint to put on. The water helps the paint flow. But when we start doing the little detail work, you don't need water anymore on your brush. I'll let you know when we get to that point. But here what I'm doing, I didn't put any blue here, so I'm just putting white on the sides, kind of bringing it in a little to make it look like maybe clouds surrounding the blue sky there. Just take a little titanium white and pull it in towards the blue. I'm going to make this down here by the mountains really light blue. So I'm going to add some white and blue together and bring it right down to the peaks here. It's a light blue, okay? You can wet your brush a little and get right up next to the mountain tops. Just throwing paint in the sky right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just a bunch of blue colors up there. It almost looks like clouds already, doesn't it? Around the edges. Let me make sure this is in focus. Yeah. All right, let's move down to the next section. I'll come back to the sky. I'm going to add clouds in there later. This white kind of looks like clouds already. I'm going to do the mountains now in gray. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush now. This is a number 8 filbert brush. It's really soft, okay? It's the perfect brush for this first layer of paint when you put your first layer on. So these back mountains, I'm going to make them a really light gray. So I'm going to take a little Payne's gray here. I'll do it over here and add a little white to it. And let's get a really light gray color. There we go. Now let's just put those mountains in the back with this color. Hopefully, I live around mountains, so I see this a lot. You look at the mountains and they're far away, and all you see is like gray, like that, because they're so far away, and you know that there's snow up on there, but you can't see it because it's way off in the distance. So they end up looking just like a light grayish color. But then as the mountains that are closer, then you start seeing the snow and stuff. So I lived, when I grew up in Chicago, we didn't have mountains in Chicago. Uh, I remember the first time I saw a mountain. It was we were going through Texas because we were moving from Chicago. We were moving west. I think I was about 15 years old is when I saw my first real mountain in Texas. I couldn't believe it. It was like, whoa. It was pretty amazing. So if you've never seen a mountain before in real life, you need to go take a vacation and go see a mountain, because they're really impressive when you see them in life, real life. All right, I'm going to do this front mountain now, a little darker. This is Payne's gray. I put a little blue in it, so a little bit of this blue from the sky. I need to lower this a little, get some back slap from my voice. So I'm going to put this front mountain in with darker color. Just block it in. What I'm doing right now, I'm going to block all this color in, and then we'll start doing all the fun stuff here in a second. Let's bring it down to about here, and I'm going to lighten up the bottom now because my trees, I want the trees to show up, so I want to make this down here a light color. So I'm going to use the blue from the sky and add it into the bottom of my mountain here and kind of blend that blue down a little bit to the water. A little blue. Now let's put some white down here right on the bottom of the water, titanium white. Just mix it with that blue. It's going to end up looking like mist down here. So now rinse your brush off in the water. Rinse your brush off in the water and dry it. And let's blend the color up here where the two colors are coming together. Get rid of that hard edge up there. Just blend this whole area down here. Now that's the perfect color for to put trees on top of. It'll show up on that dark mountain. Let's put our water in next. The water's gonna kind of be like the sky. We're gonna have to wet our brush. I'm gonna go back to my larger brush, the larger filbert. It's a number 12, and let's put in all this water down here. I'm going to use the same blue, but I'm going to add a little gray to it. Okay. This is the blue here that I was using for the sky. Now let's just add a little gray to it to make it a little darker. There we go. Now let's run our water in. Let's run the water horizontal like this, okay? Wet your brush a little, grab some paint and come up to the edge of your land first here and then pull it to the right. Get the edge of your land, come right up to the edge of your land and then just pull the paint to the right. Keep it horizontal like this. And we'll block this water in. We're going to lighten up the back here in a little bit, but let's just get the whole lake put in right now. We'll call this a lake. When I lived in Las Vegas, we had a Lake Mead. Lake Mead had that Hoover Dam. I don't know if you've ever heard of Hoover Dam. And it's right on the Arizona and Nevada border. It's a cool dam. But there's a story there. You know how people go to Las Vegas to get married? There was this couple that got married. Whoops. Luckily, I have a drop cloth down here on the carpet. So there was a couple in Las Vegas. They went to go look at the dam right after they got married. And they used to have this ledge that was only like 3 feet tall that you could look over and look down the dam, right? So the guy, you know, he's a young dude. He got up on top of that thing, and he must have been drunk because his wife went to go take a picture of him, and he accidentally fell off the dam on his wedding day. I don't know why I told you that story, but because I was talking about Lake Mead out there. All right, let's lighten up the back here with titanium white. Just get a little white on your brush and then kind of lighten up that whole back part of the water. Okay, it's going to help it look like it's further in the distance. Okay, just some titanium white. And we can darken up the blue up here a little bit with some darker blue. I'm grabbing some of that Prussian blue right out of the tube and just putting a little dark color more here in the foreground. Just putting some dark spots out here. And really get this back area to look lighter back here. Just like that. Wow, that's looking pretty good. That looks pretty good for, I think I'm getting a little reflection there. Or my paper's not set flat. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Let me put the rest of this in, then the underpaint's done. I'll put this I'll put a green hill down here and make this like burnt umber and yellow ochre. A mixture of let me show you what I'm doing. Burnt umber and yellow ochre. Just mix those two together, and it's going to make like a nice rich color. We'll put a hill up here. Let's block it in with that color. And then let's make this down here green. So I got sap green here. Just kind of mix a little bit of that yellow ochre in the sap green like that, and we'll make a green, some green grass down here, and just block it in like this. I'm going to end up having bushes and trees down here, but let's just put the color down for now. Let's lighten up the top of that hill the way I do it with titanium white. Just make the top part a little lighter. It just helps it look farther back. Then you can add dark color down here below, burnt umber. All right, there's the hills over there. I'm going to do some snow on the mountains now. And then then I'll probably do the clouds, and then I'll do the trees, okay? And then I'll do the bushes, the trees across the back, and we'll put a reflection in the water, okay? So I'm going to use titanium white on a knife, just a little roll of white. And let's just follow the ridge down. Come up to the right side here and pull your knife down the edge of that mountain, all the way down with snow. And same thing over here, right on the edge. Just pull it down to the right. Bring it across this mountain here. I want this one to fall backwards, or in the back. This one's going to be out front. And let's put a little more snow in here. Just take your knife. So all the light is going to be hitting on the right side of this mountain. And this one, you can put this snow anywhere. Just kind of pull it to the right. You could put it way back here, but then pull it to the right like this. Just like that. Now we'll put the shadow color in. I'm going to mix a little bit of blue, Prussian blue, and white. Let me show you. Little Prussian blue and white. Get it really light, a light color, a light blue. More white. I don't think I need to put any gray in it because it's already kind of dull looking. There we go. It's a little darker than the white. Let's same way with the knife, a little roll, and come up here to just left of your snow and just pull it to the left. Everywhere that you have white, even these little spots here, put a little white in between. Under here, there's a lot of white down here at the bottom that's running horizontal. You can put the blue underneath it like this. It'll create like a cliff. Every little spot where there's next to the white. I'm going pretty fast, but I think this will end up looking good when I'm done. You don't have to get this color to break it. I would just fill it in most of the way. I like that. All right, now I'm going to grab my big brush and rinse it off. This is the big filbert brush, and then rinse it off in the water and kind of dab it dry a little bit. And let's blend this lower part of the mountain with a wet brush. Just kind of pull it down. Take your brush and blend the bottom in just a bit. It's got to be a little wet, your brush. We'll get it to, I'm trying to get it to look a little blurry at the bottom there. This acrylic paint dries fast. But what's cool about this, if I want to sell this tomorrow, I can. I can sell it. Let me put the trees on there real quick. So lately I've been using the burnt umber and black mixture. I'm going to use a number 2 oil fan brush. The bristles are really nice and stout. So here's what I'm going to do. Right at the bottom, the top of the water line, I'm going to touch. First, I'm going to touch all the way across and establish the bottom of the bushes where I want them. I'm only going to go to here because I'm going to have a bush down here with the big tree over here. So you don't have to come all the way over, okay? Now fill your brush up. What I'm going to do now is start coming up higher now. I'm going to keep them small over here and make them bigger in the middle here. And then fill it in down to the bottom. Those are going to be distant trees in front of the mountain. They're called foothills here in Seattle. Now take your brush at the bottom and just kind of go across it. Just a little, because I'm going to put a reflection in the water now. Don't try and get different heights across the back. See how it kind of goes down here, and just don't make it straight across. Make them different heights. But man, look at that. That looks amazing. Now I'm going to put a reflection in the water, okay? It's going to look pretty cool. Wow. That is pretty cool. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this now because here's what we're going to do. Get your fan brush like this, and it's already got color on it. Now, let's just mimic the top part real quick with your brush uh, like this. So this is going to be the top of my reflection here. I kind of got it where I want it. Okay, now what we're going to do is get a little bit of color on your brush now and just pull it down to the your line down there. Get a little more color. From here, pull it down. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is rinse your brush off and then kind of dab it on a cloth like this and then pull this color down now in the water. Pull it down. Let's get a little bit more color in here. Grab a little bit of color on your brush now and fill in, make it a little darker. Okay, that's good enough. Now wipe your brush off and take your brush and go across it horizontal like this. Okay, very good. I like that. Now grab your knife, put a roll of white on your knife now, and let's start halfway in the middle here and pull that white underneath. And then let's pull it from here to the middle. There we go. Perfect. Now grab your filbert brush. I'm going to use the number 8 and kind of dry it off just a little. And come in here and just kind of brush it straight down just a little. Okay, what it's going to do, it's going to help it look more like it's in the water. Okay, it's got to be a little wet, your brush. Okay, very good. I like that. All right, let's move on to I'm going to do the trees on this hill over here. So I'm going to get my fan brush again, and I'm going to put, what I think I'm going to do is just put some trees on the top of this hill. Just bring it down to about here. And just bring it down like this. And then pull the bottom to the left. Just like that. Just so it looks like some trees up on that hill there. Let me cover these. I blended it a little too much here. Just going to pull dark color back on there. There we go. All right. Now what I'm going to do over here, uh, let's put some small bushes down here around the edge of the water with the fan brush, right up on the edge of the water. And then when pull it into the water just a little with your brush, the bottom. Let it go into the water just a little bit. Okay. And I think I'm going to put just a few small trees here. Uh, just like that, because I want this to look far away. This is going to be a big tree over here. Uh, maybe this is going to be up on a ledge. We'll be looking down at this. Just put some trees down here. Put in as many as you want down there. I'm only going to put a couple for the video, but later on I'll put more. Let's put a ledge over here so I can put a big tree. This is looking pretty good. Wow. That blue is awesome. That's Prussian blue. It makes it look like it's kind of like wintertime, doesn't it? That bluish color. It looks pretty cool. I want to fix my mountains back there. I kind of rushed on my mountains, but make sure before you finish your painting, make sure you got your mountain tops looking nice and finished up there. You can use a nice smaller brush at the end and make sure those are cut pretty nice. All right, I'm going to put a ledge here, and then so I can put a tree up here. I'm going to use, I guess, the burnt umber. We'll have a ledge coming over here. Maybe this is be a drop off here. Going down. So I'm going to use the sap green and yellow ochre right here. Put some green grass in here. Some kind of ledge. So it's kind of, if you were standing here, you'd be looking out at everything over there. And let's put a big tree up now. So I'm going to have some bushes here, right on this ledge. Some nice bushes. So you don't fall off the ledge there. And let's put a big tree now. I'm using, this is the burnt umber in black, okay? It's really cool for to make trees. Let me put one in between here, kind of like at an angle, coming down, and then straightening back up a little. I'm going to try and put less branches on it and come down a little faster. Look at that. Look at that tree. That is amazing. Let's put one next to it, right here, to fill in this side. Just touch the corner on the canvas paper, and then let design your branches coming down, just like that. That's what these fan brushes are good for, making bushes and trees. Okay, now I'm going to highlight these trees. If you want it to look subtle, more like nature, just here's the color I'm using. Put a little white in there, titanium white, and use this color as the highlight. Okay, and I'm going to highlight just the right side. The light's coming from the right. This one will be out front, so I'm going to do just the right side. Touch it very lightly with your fan brush, very gentle, because the more touches you put on, the more branches it'll have. Okay, you could do a little bit out here, and then you can highlight the one over here too, just on the right side. Just don't smear it. You got to just let the paint rest on top of the dark color. Okay, from the middle to the right. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Let's highlight these bushes with yellow. When you highlight these bushes, you want them a little brighter. So I'm going to take a little yellow right here. Let's take a little yellow and put a little white in there. White and yellow. And then maybe a touch of green, okay? Just a little bit of this green. I mean, just the tiniest little bit to dull it down a little. All right, let's use that color to highlight these bushes. Now, clean your brush off and then dry it with a rag. We don't want any water on our brush now. No water, and then just get a little bit of paint on your brush. You don't need much. And we're just going to touch the bushes here and design some bushes. It looks like they're smaller over here and getting larger this way. So I'm going to make 3 bushes right here, right off the start. One at the bottom here, one right above it, and then a little one up top there, and then make some longer bushes going back. Okay, so let me make sure that showed up. Yeah, you see how I highlighted those bushes? It takes practice to do this, because you didn't see this before I started. I had to design this as you go. Okay, leave the bottom dark, and then just put the color on top. It's hard to explain, but I think if you practice highlighting your bushes, you'll get good at it. You'll know where to put it, okay? Like these are far away, so what you could do here is just touch the color on the top and bring it down, and then do it again up here, and then again. Like they're so far away, you can just pretty much just highlight the whole thing, okay? And it's going to look good because it's far away. Look at that ledge I made. That looks wicked. Take a little light gray, white, so light gray, and then just, this is going to be like a ledge here. Okay. A ledge going down. All right, guys, this is looking pretty good. Let's do the clouds, and I think I'm going to end this one. Let me see where I'm at on time. Oh, you know what? I didn't even see if anybody has been is on. Everybody's on. Hala's on. Hala. How come I haven't been chatting with anybody? You didn't say anything. AC Secret Sisters, Anna and Catherine, how you doing? uh, what did you do? You can send it anything. If you do a picture, send it to my email. It's right there. It says paintwithrick@gmail. It should say it right on my you know, when you go to my channel, how it says Paint with Rick, that's my Gmail account. If you got a picture to send me, send it to that. I'll definitely look at it if you've painted a picture. I'd love to see it. I want to see people's work that they're doing. Let me write it down real quick. Hold on. I know a lot of people don't know how to get to the channels, which is hard to believe because that's where all my videos are on my channel. I got hundreds of them. You can go back and check out all my old live streams and everything. All right, there's my email. If you have a picture you want to show me that you've done, go ahead and send it to me. I'd love to see it. Or if you've got a question or anything. I don't think I'm going to start like one of those Patreons because I wouldn't be able to keep up with everybody. So I'll just, if you got a question, I'll answer it because if you accept money from people, then you're obligated to talk with them. I don't think I'm going to do that. because I don't think I'd be able to keep up. I don't know if that's what you were asking me, but for anybody else, that if you do a painting and you want me to see it, go ahead and send it. I'll definitely look at it. Okay, so let's finish this up. I got a lot of, let me see where I'm at on time. It's only 50 minutes. So I got, you see how I put the water back here on the edge? We have to put that on all the edges of the land there. There's a couple ways you can do it. If you're not good with the knife, you can use a brush, okay? Let's use a fan brush. This is an oil #2 fan brush. And we're going to put white on here. Don't wet your brush. Come right up to the edge, and then you have to pull it out. Pull it out horizontal. Come up right to the edge of the land and pull it out. Just like this. Pull the water horizontal, okay? It's going to look like waves going into the shore. It's a cool way to get the water put in, and you don't have to use your knife. And back here, you got to make it smaller, okay? Because it's farther away. Don't pull it out too much. You want it to look far away over there. And that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do is line up the bottom with some white. And then you could put some out in the middle here by just doing this in certain places, okay? Just put a little, and back here on the reflection, put a little bit, really small on the reflection, okay? Just a little bit. Then it'll look like it's floating on top of the water, okay? All right, let's do some clouds, and then this one's pretty much done. You could still put more trees here. I like to fill it in as much as I can. The more you put in there, the better. And then they sell better if you've got a lot in the painting. Like you could even squeeze another tree in here if you wanted. The top of a tree here, even one here on the side. Just fill it in. Fill it in as much as you can. All right, let's do some clouds here. I'm going to design these clouds to go from here up. I'm going to use a #8 filbert brush. Don't put any water now, okay? No water on your brush, just paint, okay? I'm thinking I want to use the fan brush, but let me show you something here. It's a little trick you can learn. Like, put a cloud down here low, like this, and that will be far away. And then what you do is you start coming up like at an angle like this, and then it'll look like the clouds are going off into the distance, okay? But you got to get bigger. Each cloud here will get a little bigger as you go up, okay? I'll just put some color in, then I'll fix the clouds up. Just so you can see how it looks like it's going off into the distance. You see that? I think you can see that. And then this one up here would be the biggest cloud. You could pretty much just bring this cloud all the way over to here, the one on the top. All right, now I'll try and design these clouds a little better. Let me get a little gray. A little bit of gray. Oops. Underneath the bottom of these clouds. You got to blend it into the white. I ran out of gray. I got to make some more. But take your fan brush now and wipe it off and get some white on there. And then you can come in here and lighten up the tops of these clouds here like this. And then pull it, brush it into the cloud like this. Just blend it into the bottom. It's going to make the top of the cloud brighter, but you got to blend the bottom after you put it on. Just pull it down into the cloud. See how it makes the tops look a little brighter? Now, take this fan brush now and we can put some clouds over here like this. Real small. Just tap on the canvas paper and then pull it back. Really small clouds now with this fan brush. Just touch it and then pull it underneath one way or the other like that. See how I kind of created a small cloud there? And you could pretty much put these anywhere you want, okay? Anywhere you want, just to fill in some of the sky with different style clouds. That looks pretty good. I got kind of a weird reflection here. There we go. Is that blurry? There we go. Sorry if it was out of focus there for a second. So you can, I'm going to brighten up the tops a little more here so you can see them. All right, good enough. Wow, those clouds look kind of cool. These clouds look cool. This is a little dark here for me. I'm going to get rid of that dark spot. All right, very good. I like those clouds. You can keep working on your clouds. Just keep working on your clouds and get them the way you want them. You could put more gray underneath some of these clouds so it looks like a shadow. Okay, just like that. Just make sure you then wipe your brush off and kind of blend it in to the white to get rid of any hard edges. That looks pretty good to me. All right, let me put a few birds up there, and I think I'm going to be done with this one. Welcome, everyone. Hola. Let's put a few birds up here. Have you guys ever seen uh, an eagle in the sky? We have a whole bunch here in Seattle. Uh, the eagles are so cool. They have more of their wingspan is more like, I'll try and do an eagle. They kind of just glide. They glide on the in the sky with their wings kind of just spread out like that. Kind of like that. I didn't do the wing spread enough, but put some birds in your sky. It always looks good when you got some birds up there. I think it does. And then you could put twigs down. Make sure you put some twigs. Put some twigs in your paintings like this. I don't have my liner brush isn't working too good, but put twigs in your all around your trees, and you could even put some down here. That looks pretty good. That's about done. I think you can also make sure the point is on your tree, you know, like that. Oh, here, we could do one more thing before I go. Mix a little brown and white, burnt umber and white, and you can put some tree trunks in here. Put some tree trunks. You could use a liner brush or your knife. Just like that. It'll look like a tree trunk in there. All right, let's see how this is looking. It's looking pretty good. Yep. You got to get these bubbles out of the way. If you guys end up doing a painting, send it to my email. I'll definitely look at it. But this one's done. That's as much as I'm gonna do. I'll probably put some more trees down here, but it's pretty much done. You could put if you like sailboats or boats, you can put a boat out there, but you could put a rabbit over here. But I kind of like it. Make sure you subscribe and like and share if you want. I don't know who's been sharing. Somebody's been sharing a lot of my videos. I appreciate it. It doesn't tell me who shares, so I don't know why it doesn't, but it says that somebody shares it, but it doesn't tell me who, so I can't really thank you for doing it. But thank you if it's you. All right, guys, let me put the dance lights on. This one's over. It's time to dance. I appreciate you watching the live stream. Put the dream on. Dreamy. If you guys got a channel, let me know. I'll subscribe to you. You just got to let me know if you create videos. I'll check them out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you on the next video. I'm going to do a live later on this evening because I'm off today. So I'm going to do another painting.